Greetings to all esteemed guests, brilliant minds and change makers. It's an absolute honor to be in the presence of such brilliant minds and hearts united by the pursuit of knowledge, inspiration and positive change. Before we start exploring the relationship between socio-economic conditions of our country and human mind, which is psychology, let's first understand what psychology truly is. Psychology is not just about reading minds. Psychology is the scientific study of human mind and behavior. Psychology can help us in empowering ourselves. It can help us in finding ourselves, in self-awareness, in improving communication skills and creating empathy in ourselves. It can help us by being self-empowered, which can lead us better social interactions and communication skills. And what else can you think about it? How psychology can help us? In a diverse and complex country like India, there are many regions and communities that face many challenges. And these challenges include differences in geography, poverty, lack of access to education and healthcare, and environmental concerns and impact of political and global concerns. But how do we overcome these? How do we overcome these challenges through startups? Entrepreneurs have an incredible opportunity to make a difference by creating startups that can generate jobs, that can improve healthcare, that can improve education and empower people to overcome poverty. This approach can transform socio-economic landscape of India. As we dwell into more the subject, let's understand how our mind works when it comes to startup that aims to make a positive change in the society. The first question that comes to my mind is, what drives these startups? What is the motivation behind this creating a startup which leads to better positive impact on the society? It's the underlying human motivation and behavior that plays a crucial role in creating startups that aim for betterment of the society and making a positive change in the society. The first thing that people seek in their professional endeavors is personal fulfillment and a purpose to seek. They seek a purpose and a personal fulfillment in their professional endeavors. And when these personal values collaborate or align with professional endeavors, they can create startups that can help people because they are aiming for the positive impact on the society, and not these startups attract only the businessmen or the people who create startups, but also the individual who are not just seeking jobs. They are seeking jobs that can provide their fulfillment, which can provide a deeper meaning to their job, which can make a meaningful impact in the society. And these individuals, they are attracted towards these startups. So there are some inspiring entrepreneurs in India who are also driven by such motivations. One of the important entrepreneurs is social entrepreneur is Arunachalam Muruganathan. You might have heard his name, a nickname, Padman. You might be wondering why Padman is here. Why his name is there in the startup and for the psychology. Arunachal Muruganathan, he recognized the dire need for clean and hygienic menstrual products for women in rural areas. He recognized this need and created a low-cost pad making machine. Even though he did face the skepticism and ridicule from the society, but his determination, it did not waver. It was fueled by the people, by their needs. He was empathetic towards women. He understood the dire need. He understood the need that they really needed the low cost and affordable sanitary products. which are hygienic. Now, when I talk about empathy, we often use the word empathy a lot of times, but sometimes we don't understand what empathy actually is. Empathy means understanding somebody's emotions and sharing that emotion. It means putting yourselves in the shoes of other people. For example, suppose one of your friends has failed a test. Imagine it. And he is very sad. Now, being empathetic means you can feel why he is sad. You can understand why he is sad, and you can feel a little bit of sadness in your heart. Which means empathy, which means that feeling emotions of other people in your heart. And similarly, Arunachalam, Muruganantham, he also empathized with women. He understood why the women were experiencing this lack of sanitary products and how much they needed those hygienic and low cost also in the rural areas. Empathy did not only empower or made Arunachalam Muruganantham determined to make a startup or start the sanitary napkin machine. There's another startup, Rangde. It's a startup, it's a very interesting startup which helps people by giving small loans. Small loans, we also call them micro loans. And how do they help them? They provide, because people from the villages, they do not have any credit history, or the traditional banks do not give them loans. So what they do, they provide them loans, the micro loans, and not just micro loans. They also provide training and guidance so that they can thrive in their business and also succeed in that. They recognized, they understood that not only just understanding the needs of your people, you also need to encourage them. You also need to make them strong. Just recognizing the struggles and the needs and the aspiration does not do anything. You also need to come up with the solutions that can help them. Just giving them loans maybe would not have helped, but they are also providing trainings. They are also providing guidance. We have talked about empathy right now. Let's go on to the diversity and inclusion section. As India, we all know it's a very diverse country and a complex country. So, which means that starting any startup or creating any startup would also need including people from all the different backgrounds so that we can have better perspectives. Just having a straight goal and just going on about it sometimes does not help. We need different angles to see that problems and different angles to find one solution. You might have heard about Goonj. Goonj is a startup that helps in rural development and disaster relief. Goonj has a team which is very diverse and inclusive of different backgrounds and communities. And how does that help? If any problem arises, you have different heads, you have different perspectives, you can see that problem in different angles and you can find different solutions to it. Another such startup is Teach for India. It's a startup for education. It brings students and teachers together like a big family. We can see that community, diversity and inclusivity, they all direct our starters towards a direction or towards the goal. If Teach for India did not have one goal, and students and teachers, they did not go towards that shared common goals, would they have achieved that? If only the startup, whoever built that startup and the teachers are working towards one thing, without the help of students, do you think they can go towards that? They can achieve that shared goal. Come to the aspects of psychology and connected that to the startup. First is empathy. Second is community. And third is diversity. There is another app, Safety Pin. You might not have heard about it, but it's an app making cities safer for people, especially for women. So it's an innovative mobile application. And how does it work? It works with people going to the different cities and areas and then putting information about if that area or how much that area is safe. So this app not only recognized the struggle, the problem, but also introduced a solution. If we all come together and put the data and contribute towards it, that how much safe a city is, which area is safer, any area that you have visited. Which means that this app encourages collaboration. Collaboration with people, with the users. There's one more interesting thing about Safety Pin app. This app does not just collaborate with the users or the people, but also with the local authorities and urban planners. Which means through technology, through collaboration with people, through collaboration with the government, this app is finding solutions to existing problems. Through this app, we can see that teamwork, empathy, collaboration, and caring for others. These are the characteristics that we are covering, or we are using these characteristics to our startup. Now when I say, talk about empathy, when I talk about collaboration, when I talk about teamwork, what is this? What aspect of psychology is this? Why am I speaking about these words? These words come under positive psychology. What is positive psychology? Whenever we talk about psychology, it always comes around the topic that there is abnormality, there are disorders, there are anxiety disorder, there are problems. Positive psychology does not talk about problems. It talks about, it's like a superpower that you have. How to become happier, how to feel fulfilled. Positive psychology is that superpower. Superpowers can help us. How? These superpowers. Wherever we are starting something, or all the startups, creators, they always have this journey where they have been succeeding, but sometimes they are failing. There is changes in emotions, highs and lows. But how do they overcome these problems, these changes? What do we call it when they are falling down and then getting up again, trying to make things right? We call it resilience. We call it resilience. And just doing all these things does not make any startup or any startup creator an amazing person. No. Just like we take care of our physical health, we need to take care of our mental health. If you are mentally strong, if your emotions are well managed, you can overcome any problem. You can overcome any difficulty. And not just alone, you also need your friends, your families. You need support. You need your team. Collaboration. There is an example of Ritesh Agrawal, the founder of OUMs. The Baiju Ravinandram, the founder of the Baiju the Learning app. They also had problems. They also had some highs and lows. And how did they came back? Through resilience. Resilience is like a superpower that shields you from these problems. You might fall down, but you will get back. We have talked about empathy, community, diversity, resilience. Now comes the collaboration. Collaboration with not just the users, but with the government. Startups can use that strategic partnership with the government. There is one startup called Seva, Self-Employed Women Association. The Seva app collaborates with government and can bring changes in policies. So you see, by bringing policy changes, or how you can bring policy changes by collaborating with people, with the users, the people who have problems, and also with the government or the authorities that can help solve these problems. Remember that you all have those positive psychology superpowers. For example, the resilience, you all have it. The collaboration you can do, and caring for your mental health. To summarize what I talked about, maybe it would have been a little bit too much, because psychology is not something that everybody understands. But psychology is within us. It's around us. Psychology is not just about an individual. It can also provide valuable insights into the collective efforts of society or collective behavior of society. Through empathy, teamwork, collaboration, community, diversity, inclusion in your team, you can bring positive change in the society. You can bring that positive change. You all have that potential. You just need to recognize the need, the struggles, the aspiration of people who are in the disadvantaged area. You all have those superpowers. I have told you about all those superpowers. You need to activate them. Within you, you need to see how you can help people through, in any field, in education, in trade, in commerce, in healthcare. You need to recognize that. Before starting any journey, we always take small steps. And we always feel less motivated towards that, because we think that just taking 2 steps we will reach our goal. But remember, those 2 small steps are really important. Walking forward is better than walking never, or just staying put at the same place forever. Take a small step towards the better future. Let's create a future that is brighter for the coming generations. And we can create that future through collaboration, through teamwork, by being empathetic to the needs of the strugglers, by being compassionate and bringing diversity to our team, bringing different perspectives to our team. Thank you for listening to me.